Do you hate being on stage, but love the idea of being on stage? Me too. Now, I'm an introvert. I don't love social situations, or public speaking, or performing, and sometimes I get nervous about doing really basic things that involve leaving the house or talking to strangers. I do all of these things because I basically have to. I'm a musician and a show host and an educator, so I literally have to make money. Problem. I do those things, but I don't love the idea of doing them. So how do you cope with being on stage if you're an introvert, or you feel uncomfortable, or you suffer from nerves? More than that, how do you perform? Well, luckily for you guys, I studied Stagecraft at Access to Music for a couple of years on their music performance course, and since then I've basically just been working out the best ways to get over stuff, basically. So I present to you Stagecraft for Introverts. Let's start with some stuff that you can do that doesn't involve being on stage. So I do a lot of presenting. I do this show every week and a few others on other channels. And yeah, talking to a camera isn't the same as performing a piece of music. Sure, but it's not dissimilar at all. A lot of what I do on camera is based on knowing what people want to see. So recording myself and watching it back. For example, arm movements. I basically had to force myself to start moving my hands, because if I just sat here and didn't do anything other than talk out my face, it looked really boring. So you could record yourself playing in a bedroom or your studio, whatever space you have, and watch the footage back and just see what you look like. Or if you can try and watch yourself playing in a mirror, I think Steve Vai did that, and he said it really helped him. The kind of things you want to look out for are posture. Do you look confident whilst you're playing? You want to look at where your eyes are focused. Are you looking at your instrument the entire time? Because if you're looking at your hands, it's kind of going to look like you don't know what you're doing. And do you look like you're having fun? Do you actually want to be playing your instrument at all? Then the next time you play, you want to try and consciously combat those things. Go out of your way to make sure your back's straight and like you've got the power stance or whatever, or make sure that you're making eye contact with the room and not your hands, and just force a smile every now and again. Sooner or later it will stop being forced actions and it will just become second nature. I also talk to strangers. There's no way to say that without it sounding weird, is there? I talk to strangers, not just for networking or podcast purposes, but like on public transport, in shops, in queues, wherever. Again, I don't love doing it. I don't always get a positive response, if indeed any response, but it gets you used to being outgoing and confident, and those are things that really easily transfer to being on stage, or just, being confident every day. Now let's take a look at things that are stage specific. As an individual performer or as an entire band, you can choreograph movements around the stage or in your own personal bubble to certain songs or to parts of songs. And I don't mean choreograph like a pop band or a singer would choreograph a dance routine. I just mean like little tiny motions or just interactions with audience members and bandmates. There's no way this isn't going to look a bit janky or a bit awkward the first couple times you do it, but that's kind of part of the process. Just embrace the awkwardness. Here is a few examples of the things you could do. If a song has a really great drum fill, for example, or a drum solo or whatever, everyone else on stage could turn and look at the drummer for that section, or you could just get out of the audience's eye line of the drummer. And this serves a practical purpose as well. If you're all focused on this drummer or getting out of their way, it's going to signal to the audience, hey, I need to focus on that dude at the back for a second. If you have a big enough stage, you could agree that on the second verse of your first song, you and your bassist are going to swap positions. And that's just movement on stage. That's the thing that people like to see. And you could swap back on the second verse of the next song, maybe. For the chorus of a specific track, you could share a mic with your singer, as long as you know the words and probably warn them that you're going to do that. You could force yourself to make eye contact with either members of the audience for an entire song, or just make sure that you don't look at your instrument for an entire song. Just take that song at a time. It can be really hard. Maybe if there's a clock on the other side of the venue, or the lighting technician, just like look at them. They won't find it weird. They'll be doing their own thing on the lighting board. Don't worry about it. Like I say, there's no real way for that not to feel cringy and awkward, but you'll be surprised how quickly it becomes second nature and you feel totally comfortable moving around a stage, and it's just not a problem. The only other thing I'd say is watch bands you like and see what kind of motions they do. There might be genre-specific motions. If I think about the bands I really like Whitesnake, Def Leppard, Black Stone Cherry, they all have kind of similar motions a lot of the time. So just try and replicate the people that you like listening to. That was Stagecraft for Introverts. In summary, pretend it's fine until it starts being fine, or just wear a mask. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section below. That's what it's for. I've got a few things I want to wrap up with before we end the video. Firstly, commenter of the week. This week's commenter of the week is Steve the Searcher, who on my realistic MIDI drums with Cubase music production tutorial commented, "This has to be the best drum programming video I have seen on YouTube, and believe me, I have seen many. I have to program drums for my music, but as I am not a drummer, I have to do a lot of guesswork, which is not ideal." That's fantastic. Thanks so much for your comment, Steve. That is exactly what I hope to achieve. I have similarly found that a lot of other tutorials covering drum programming, not just in Cubase, but in a lot of softwares, they just aren't very good, frankly. And I think it's because they haven't themselves taken the time to learn drums, which, not wanting to brag, but is something I've done. I've put in the legwork to actually, legwork, because drumming, that's really good. I've actually put in the work to know how many limbs a drummer has, where the drums are positioned, that kind of thing. Yeah, thanks for your comment. Basically, I entirely agree. That's why I made the video, and it's cool that has... I'm rambling, which is why I script things usually. Secondly, I've been posting a few teaser videos up on the Blue Alatar Facebook page. Blue Alatar, as you might know, is my cinematic prog rock project. Not quite a solo project, not quite a band. Yeah, go find Blue Alatar on Facebook, give the page a like, and enjoy some of my cryptic video content. There are going to be daily, or very nearly daily, teaser videos for the next couple of weeks, so enjoy. Thirdly, I'm going to try and stream some more improvised synth stuff tomorrow around midday, I think. Find me on Twitter at LTGuitarist for the link and the time once I know what they are. Or you could just spend all day on YouTube until I go live. That's fine too. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing the last one a week or so ago, and I'm basically going to do that again, but hopefully better. That's the plan, anyway. Lastly, I hit 1,000 subs, which is mental. Thanks so much to all of you for subscribing, for however long you have subscribed, and just for being along for the ride. I'm going to carry on doing exactly what I'm doing, because it seems to be working. Yeah, thanks. If you know anyone else that you think would enjoy the kind of content I create, then please tell them about this channel, get them to subscribe as well, because word of mouth is by far the best way to grow, and it's basically all down to you guys. So sincerely, thank you very much. Now I just need like 999,000 more subs, and then I can start making some real money. I'll see you next week, Friday, 4 PM GMT. Toodaloo.